Overwatch is a first-person shooter where teams of 6 players fight to escort payloads and capture objectives. Matches take place over a series of maps where each team gets an opportunity to play on offense and defense. On the 9th of August, the Overwatch Contenders Pacific region culminated in a fierce matchup between 2 great teams. Undefeated across the entire Contenders season and returning champions was the Chinese organization Talon Esports. Their opponents would be the relative newcomers, the Indian organization Global Esports. Game 1's map was Nepal, and on the first control point, Global came out of the gates strong, demolishing Talon in the first team fight to take an early lead. Talon's second push onto the point was less than stellar, as Global once again rebuffed the attack. But on their third attempt, Talon caught Global off the point and destroyed them in the open field. Global were unable to break Talon's robust defense and retake the point, leading to Talon claiming their first capture of the game.
This is so far a 1-for-1. Global Esports, a lot of members low though. Now Luke and Lil Rax both down. Coalescence out from Mango Jai as well to clean up Kim Butane on Xeon Flux. That is going to be Patapan and Talon picking up the first map of Nepal.
The second control point was on Shrine, and Talon easily won the first fight, which gave them initial control of the point. But Global would not be deterred, and on the following push, wiped Talon off the point and gained control. Global tried to set up a trap away from the point, but they miscalculated and were caught off guard by Talon's different attack route. Talon were able to regain control of the point after Global's Lil Rax whiffed his attempted jump over a wall, which prevented him from using his Death Blossom ultimate to win the fight. It would be a perfectly placed self-destruct by Gagora's Diva that would secure the game win for Talon Esports. Game 2 would take place on the assault map Paris. Global Esports began on attack and opted to go for a highly mobile, aggressive wrecking ball-based team composition. But Talon Esports' choice to run Roadhog allowed them to defend all of Global's advances and end the round without conceding a single point. On attack, Talon themselves went for a highly mobile composition built around Genji and Winston, which allowed them to dive onto Global Esports' backline characters. Talon's initial push was rebuffed after Mango Jai missed with his biotic grenade, enabling Global to lock down Gagora. But on their second attempt, Talon committed to their push and steamrolled Global, pushing them back and capturing the point less than 1 minute 20 seconds into the round.
Honestly, I think the damage has been done anyway, even with Patapan going down.
Pressure's real.
Global Esports are hemorrhaging members, and Talon have been sat pretty on the point this entire time. The Dragon Strike, last-ditch effort now to maybe get some kills, does not pay off. And that ends up being it for Talon's second push is the one that gets them through.
Game 3 took place on the hybrid map Kings Row. Global Esports began on attack and were quickly able to capture the first point off the back of Lil Rax's Dragon Strike, which pushed Talon back. With the payload released, Lil Rax swapped to the character Bastion and deployed himself as a turret atop the payload.
I will say the AMP has limited use here because you can't push into them necessarily. You can see here that maybe Talon can get alive.
After a great initial push from Global Esports, Talon's Aputo landed a blizzard that demolished Global and forced them to retreat from the payload. After several defended pushes, Global Esports were eventually able to break Talon's contain and push the payload past the halfway checkpoint and towards the final finish line. With time running out, Global Esports' Kim Butane went off on Widowmaker, landing several headshots that contributed to wiping the Talon Esports team and allowing Global to move the payload across the finish line. Talon's turn on attack would require them to not only get the payload across the finish line, but they would need to do it in less time than Global took if they wanted to secure the win.
this version of Max, this one.
Global Esports attempted to employ a defensive lineup focusing on Doomfist's devastating damage to keep Talon off the point.
Now going to be a frisk.
But miscommunication saw the fragile Doomfist drop early in the fight, allowing Talon to easily capture the first point and begin escorting the payload with a large bank of time. Establishing an aggressive position, Talon were easily able to push Global Esports back to their spawn point and move the payload across the map as the halfway checkpoint came and went.
Approaching this point to stop it.
Just trying to break.
Mere meters from the finish line, Global Esports mounted one last-ditch effort for a defense, but it would be too little, too late. Talon's momentum was far too great as they comfortably walked the payload across the finish line with little resistance.
Yeah, he's got the damn match.
Game 4 would take place on the escort map Rialto. With Talon on match point, this would be Global Esports' last chance to stage a comeback. Once again beginning on attack, Global Esports would find their escort of the payload halted a mere 50 meters through the first stage. With time running out, they were unable to break Talon's contain and would go into their defensive phase scoreless on Rialto. On attack, Talon Esports would only have to move the payload 54 meters to secure the match win. With solid sniping from Pattyfan, Talon were able to quickly dismantle the remains of the Global Esports defense and reach the goal in record time.
And that's it, almost 0.63 meters. Final fight.
One push to rule them all.
That's got to be it as the king looks to sit on his throne once again.
This win earned Talon Esports $40,000 and awarded them with the first invitation to October's Global Gauntlet event. Congratulations, Talon Esports.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Arena Esports.